What's going on, people? Welcome to my new YouTube page, FPL of the Day. I am Jay London, and in this video we are talking about the 6 best bargain players that you need in your team to be freeing up cash elsewhere, and players that FPL have got wrong. Why have you made these players so cheap? Like 4.5 million, 6.5 million for players that are undoubtedly going to do really well. So before we dive in, you know the drill. If you're new to the page, you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 followers before the start of the season, and I need all the help that I can get. Leave a little like as well, and then let's dive in. 6 players that are absolute steals. So obviously, when FPL launched, everybody had their eyes on the prices. There's going to be a lot of players that people feel are bargains, that are cheap, and that are good value for money. I've chose 6 of them, and these people are going to be players that I believe are going to go up in price throughout the season. They're going to bring more value to your team, and they're going to outperform their price tag. So we're going to start with one that I think was the most surprising of all, one that FPL undoubtedly got wrong. This guy here is an FPL dream. Rafinha, absolute steal. So last season, a lot of the FPL community was talking about this guy because he's exactly what we look for in an FPL player. He's always attacking. He loves to shoot. He's always putting the ball in the box. He loves to dribble. He's always getting bonus points, and he plays for Leeds, who love to attack. No offense to Leeds. A lot of people were saying that Rafinha is a bit too good for them, but he needs to be in your team. On top of that, he's 6.5 million. Nobody could believe it. When the prices came out and Rafinha was 6.5 million, look at the stats. Last season, he played 30 games, 6 goals, 10 assists, 133 points. He's going to be starting the season on a high. He's going to be coming in there. He's obviously had a little bit of a rest as well. And yeah, as I say, FPL dream. If Rafinha isn't in your team, then you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. I can only stress to be making sure that you start the season with this guy, even though opening fixturing is Man United, Burnley, Everton look a little bit more tasty, then Liverpool, and then Leeds fixtures I think do become a little bit more kinder. He's a person that you want in your team, and you need to be thinking of value as well. Not chasing value, but for 6.5 million, his price is only going to go up. So he's definitely going to be a player that I'm going to be starting with, and an absolute steal. 6.5 million! FPL, you got that wrong. You've got it wrong. So I know you're thinking straight away, 7.5, that's not a bargain. You can get loads of players for 7.5. Agreed. But 7.5 for a Manchester United midfielder that could be potentially playing up front as the main striker is an absolute bargain. So hear me out. Obviously, I've put Greenwood here for a reason. Sancho has just been brought into the team. Man United have got that right wing covered now. So that means that Cavani, it will probably be Man United's #1 striker, but he's going to be battling it out with Greenwood. Those two are going to be fighting for that place. And when Cavani needs a rest, because he cannot play 90 minutes every single game, Greenwood's going to be coming in. So even if Greenwood isn't a player that you want to be starting the season with, he's definitely a person that you need to be keeping an eye on. He's got Leeds, Southampton, Wolves and Newcastle in the first 4 fixtures. So 7.5 for a Manchester United midfielder that could be playing up front, which means the ceiling is here. You all know, if you follow FPL of the Day, that we love midfielders that play out of position, and what more attacking does it get than the Manchester United squad with the likes of Fernandes, Sancho, Rashford and Greenwood. So last season, there was a lot of hype around for Fana. A lot of people was tipping him to do some big things. He had some really big performances, and a lot of the community was saying that he was an absolute bargain. So this season, he's going to be watched. And for 4.5 million in a lesser defence that isn't the best, isn't the greatest, admittedly, but a top team nonetheless, he is an absolute steal. 71 points last season is very harsh on him because, as I said, there was a lot of difficulties. He was in and out of the team. This season, he's going to be fresh. He's going to be coming into the season, starting in that lineup, and he's pretty much nailed on. I'll be very surprised if we don't see him play, if we don't see him start more or less every game. So for 4.5 million, if he's not going to be starting in your team, he's definitely a player that you want on your bench because you want to be fitting in a lot of those other premiums, a lot of essential players. So you need to be making room and freeing up some cash elsewhere. So for a lesser defender, that has got so much hype around him, and for 4.5 million, that's an absolute bargain. Fixtures are not too bad either. Starting the season against Wolves, West Ham, Norwich, and then it does get a little bit difficult with Man City. So definitely a player that you need to be keeping an eye on. Playing in a Leicester team, 7 clean sheets last season. I really, really do like Fana, and he's definitely a player that is going to at least be on my bench. 4.5 million. You can't go wrong. So we spoke about Leeds, yeah, and like I say, they are a team that love to attack. This guy was an unsung hero last season, Jack Harrison. Look at this guy. He played more or less every game for Leeds. 8 goals, 10 assists, 160 points. A lot of people getting a shine in that Leeds team like Bamford, Rafinha, Phillips. But for 6 million, Jack Harrison is an absolute steal because he was on the end of things. He was providing things. He was one of the main players and one of the main attacking guys for Leeds last season. So if you don't want to stretch your budget to 6.5 for Rafinha, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, maybe Harrison is the guy for you. You might be looking for a 6 million midfielder as well. Ismaila Sarr is another player that a lot of people are tipping to do big things, but Harrison has kind of proved his worth last season. And as I say, for 6 million, definitely a player that can fit into your team. Absolute bargain. So when the prices came out, a lot of people was talking about Tariq Lamptey. It goes without saying. He's one of the most attacking fullbacks in the league. And last season, when he was playing for Brighton, he was lighting it up. Look at that. Look, the assists 3, goals 1. He only played 887 minutes because unfortunately he got injured. But before that injury, he managed to rack up 35 points. So the rumour is that he's not going to be starting the season. I think they might have actually confirmed that, which is a shame. So we're going to keep an eye on it because those fixtures, look at them, Burnley, Watford, Everton, and then Brentford are really, really in Brighton's favour. Plus, Brighton are a team that do keep a lot of clean sheets. A lot of people was backing them as maybe one of the best teams in the league for keeping clean sheets. But now that White's gone to Arsenal, I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see just how many clean sheets they keep. But Tariq Lamptey for 4.5 million, one of the most attacking players in the league, one of the most attacking fullbacks that loves to get forward, is an absolute steal. So make sure you're keeping an eye on him. I'm hoping that he does manage to pull through at least for the second fixture because he's a player that I want. He's a player that I want to see in my team and a player that is an absolute steal. So for 4.5 million, again, if he's not a player that's going to be starting, he's definitely one that you want in your team because his price is going to rise and there's no harm with him being on your bench. And last but not least is Saka. I don't need to say too much about this guy. We all know how talented that this guy is. He was amazing. Last season, he pretty much carried Arsenal through all the hard times that they were having. No offence if you're an Arsenal fan, yeah. But it's true, you can admit it, yeah. He's one of the best prospects in the world right now. One of the shining stars in the country. And by all means, he's going to be playing every single game for Arsenal. Again, he's going to be getting an extended rest because of the Euros. He deserves it. So he might not be starting that first fixture. But for 6.5 million, he is an absolute steal. Again, if you follow FPL of the day, you'll know that we love midfielders that attack. We love players that put the ball in, players that score goals, and Saka is a person that's going to be doing that. He's also got a real high ceiling for bonus points because he's always dribbling. He loves the ball, and yeah, he's going to be a joy to watch next season. So no one's going to be crazy to put him in your team right at the beginning. Even if he's going to be missing that first fixture, he's going to be getting a well-deserved rest after the amazing Euros that he had. Saka is a player that I'm liking. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on, and yeah, there's a very good chance he's going to be in my first draft. He's going to be in my team. So there we go. 6 players that are absolute bargains, steals, cheap as chips. If they're in your team, then your team's value is going to rise because these players' prices are only going to go up. If that doesn't happen, you can quote me on that later on in the season because I'm very, very confident about it. As I say, this is a brand new YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers before the start of the season. So if you're new here, if you enjoyed that, please leave a little like and please subscribe because it does help a lot. I don't even think I can rename the channel until I've got 100 subscribers. And also, let me know down in the comments what players you think are missing, who are you putting in your team that is a bargain, and I'll see you on the next one, all right?